Hey, good morning, y'all. Actually, good afternoon. I woke up at 3. It's Ride the Wind, Darryl Johnson, in case you don't know. We're outside kind of on the fields, right back behind my bungalow. I just said good morning to the maid. She said good morning. It's afternoon. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. In a lot of pain, I'll tell you that. Having real issues with that. But I can't go the opiate way. But anyway, if you know your numbers and you know about times of the morning when you wake up at 3 o'clock, there's something definitely in distress within your mind, something that's aggravating you, an issue that's not settled. If you want to research that, I would look at it from the chi standpoint, meridian. They all have meanings. 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, all mean different things. And it's weird because the times after that tie into intestinal problems, which I'm definitely suffering from. I've got major back pain because of my scoliosis, but a lot of times when you have internal things going on, that pain goes like right through to your back. So I'm waiting on calls. I haven't got them yet. The referrals are in. So there's that. So let's talk about some extremely relevant things which I've spoke about before in other videos. And we need to be aware. We need to open our eyes. And that's what I'm about to do. Now, there's a few people who don't understand what I've talked about in the past, so I'm going to recap briefly. I've been watching these planets for 5 years. They were small. And our solar system headed into them. They got larger and larger and larger and larger. 6/19/19. Fox, CNN, NASA gave disclosure that there are 20,000 exoplanets out there. Those are planets in the development. Okay, it gets a lot deeper. If they're 1.7 light years away and they're discovering atmospheric structure, it would take a probe years to even make it out there to discover. So this is the first piece. First clue straight up that you should know. If they can send and they're looking for inhabitable planets, so add that one up, right? Okay. How can TESS, which is a satellite they sent up, NASA, to discover these planets, explore these planets, send a probe to a planet that's 1.7, 2.7 light years away, and return that information within a 3-month period? Numbers don't add up, and if you know basic physics, no. Okay. So right there, they screwed up their story right off the bat. But I want to recap some bids I did. The first one would be Einstein Skies. That's going to be that's going to be some of my first videos, and it defines how they've created a flat screen that we're looking at. Like yesterday morning, I didn't mention it because I wanted to stay with just the issues I spoke of, our homeless and our vets. But I get up in the morning, there's a chemtrail across the sky, big thick one, and behind that chemtrail is a shadow. Can somebody talk to me like a 4-year-old, send me a message, email me, or whatever the case may be, and explain to me how that works? How have I caught C-130 Hercules flying across a blue sky, leaving a shadow on the blue behind them? The only way that works is if there is a shield built of chemicals, built of particulates, built of 576 resonance. Starlink throws in their little additions, and our sun simulator and UV is kind of the final factors that block our eyes from really being able to see these things. Unless you know how to work a camera, unless you know how to do the different tilts, and block that UV and let that shutter split second capture that, because it will stop the UV and you will see. And again, I've already told you, I have pics. I went straight out, went old school, went out and took pictures. I've got the outer ring of a planet, the right ring. I've got the left ring. And this planet is a third of the sky. 20 to 30 jets flying in front of this thing, trying to cover it up. Now, that would have been the western sky I saw that in, okay? And right now, look how dark I am. Now, we got clouds, okay? I'll give you that. But the luminosity is wrong. So right now, I know I can bet money, and I'll get out there and take pictures maybe later today if I feel better, if I ever wake up, and capture another planet. These things are humbling. Okay? So that's what Einstein's sky is defined to. And the reason I used Einstein's name is because the 576 resonance, which is 5G, our sun puts out a 576 resonance. That is the Einstein Bose condensate. It opens black holes. Why am I seeing black circles all over the world? Now, those are either planets behind the flat screen being a shadow from, because our old sun is shining behind them, and they're producing a shadow on what is defined not as a firmament. There's a firmament out there. I'm with you. Okay? But below that firmament is a layer of crap. Rain. We're breathing rain. It's okay to breathe barium. It's okay to breathe aluminum particulates, or so they say. Now, what's that transcend to? If we make it through all this in 10 years, then the mutations start. I mean, it's really something to think about. What this is actually doing. Boy, cheap cigarettes, you just can't keep them lit. Okay. Got to be quick because I want to stay in that 30-minute time limit. The planets are here. They're lying. They're saying that they're light years away again. It doesn't add up. The physics do not add up. The numbers do not add up. If you understand anything about quantum mechanics, etc., it isn't on a physics standpoint. It's impossible. It's impossible for a chemtrail to leave a shadow on the back sky. It's impossible for a plane to leave a shadow. I mean, did we see that growing up? No. Okay, so there's your Einstein skies. Okay, I'm going over what I've done. I've taken religion apart. I've learned 5 different religions to really kind of come to the truth of where I'm at right now. That they're all contradictions and they're all rewritten by man. Now, where's the problem there? Man got a hold of them, rewrote them. In the movie Dogma, Selma Hayek, who plays the muse, calls them the pen holders. Okay? Basically made up. I defined King James as a Mason. I've defined Amen as an Egyptian god. Him and Ra created the god of sun. I just was going over some information quickly this morning that Amen, again, wrote the Book of the Dead, and that's conquering death and bringing people back to life. I've debunked Nibiru. There are more planets here than 7, which Nibiru consists of 4 planets. I'm not going to name them all, and then 3 moons. That's 7. There are a hell of a lot more planets here than that, not counting the asteroids and the black holes. Okay? The last pole shift happened 780,000 years ago. I suggest all you people who believe in Nibiru and their 3600 rotation prophecy, start looking stuff up, because the last one happened 780,000 years ago. So that does not fit into this myth that they've run for 10 years or longer, sucking money out of your pockets. So I've debunked that. I've defined what the 144 code is, and 3 times 144 equals 4 of 32, which is, again, opens doors, but it used to be our 4G. 4 of 32 hertz is 4G. Make no mistake. Now you take 4 times 144 and you got 576. You've got the Einstein Bose condensate, which again is probably the main platform to which they create this thing we call the sky, which actually is a flat screen TV. End of story. Anybody want to debate that? Debate it all day long. I'll send you PhD references. I'll send you quantum physics references, citations, and I will prove you wrong. But I'll do it in a cool way. I just want to wake you up. Okay. I define Starlink, like I just talked about. They also run a 576 resonance, 5G. Must deal is internet, right? And then we get into the 30,000 more satellites that he's still in the process of launching. I don't know how many he's got up yet. I'm not keeping up. It sickens me. Okay, and then we've got the astronomers screaming that they can't see anything because of the light that the Starlink mega constellation creates. They're making a last-ditch effort to cover these planets. And it might work for a little while, but in the end, they're going to come through. You cannot hide a planet when it pulls up to this planet, and they're 10 times the size. That's when we go dark. That's when plasma exchanges become very intense and create things like they have before, the Grand Canyon. You think that was created by a little river? Think about that. A little river cut that. No, a bolt of plasma cut that thing right in the air. Probably 780,000 years ago. I've defined what UV does. I've defined that CERN, which used to be called the Large Hadron Collider, is now called the HLLHC. That stands for High Luminosity Large Hadron Collider. They've added UV because 576 opens black holes, and they're looking to bring the whole gang back. And I hate to say names, but we're talking Beelzebub, we're talking Azazel, we're talking Sheba, we're talking Nimrod, and we're talking all the creatures that are mentioned in any revelation. Okay, so why they add a high luminosity machine gun, basically, a semi, to a collider. I've defined the military plan. That's really what this is about. I've defined that there's aliens here. Probably 6 different entities. All right? Some are good, some are bad, and I can just look at them and know when they're good or bad. I get a good feeling or I get a bad feeling. That's why I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now again, some are malevolent, some are benevolent. Now what I want to direct you to is I talk to you guys about trains that are a mile long, over a mile long, you can't even see the end. They either have white military equipment on them, which is UN, because it says UN on the side. And then we've got trains just as long. And let me tell you, every one of those trains has a tank on it. And they're setting up at golf courses. They're using back highways. And these videos, this is Trumpet of Zion. I'm going to put it underneath under my description, okay? So you guys can see the horror, the plan that is unfolding. These videos are about 3 months old, right? Man, people driving down highways, these are people capturing these things with their phones, right? Driving past these convoys, and they just don't pass them. They're so long. How disturbing can that be? Now, you'd think the U.S., I think, would have the power if they want to take control of us and start their extermination, annihilation, thinning the herd process, and institute New World Order, because that's the ultimate plan here, okay? That the U.S. could have handled it. Why do we need foreign troops here, and why are we violating Posicon? Excuse me. Posse Comitatus and the Constitution. Why are we violating that? Because Obama put it into the executive ordered it into the Patriot Act, the ability to use force by foreign and domestic troops against U.S. citizens. So that, I guess they didn't think our U.S. military could do it, so they had to bring in UN troops. Last count I had was 380,000. And there is no doubt they're here. The name of the channel is Trumpet of Zion. You click on, he's got all kinds of cool information. I thought he was shut down because I couldn't find him, but he popped up today, right? It's beyond disturbing. It's beyond disturbing that nobody is watching this. And I look at the views on this video. It's 900 views, 800 views, 700 views. Really? Really? Okay? They're setting up the golf courses well, they're using back rural highways, number one, to kind of stay under the radar. But everybody's capturing them. And excuse the language that they use on that, but these people who are covering this see exactly what's going to happen and is happening, and we're allowing it to happen. So there's some colorful metaphors that are used within that. You need to cover your ears, go ahead. Okay? But it's something to the level where I believe colorful metaphors need to be used. The plan is in action. I told you they're ahead of us, and we got to get on our game or we're going to lose. I think we might even be past that. And that's disturbing. That's Trumpet of Zion. I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm going to put it under descriptions. And you get on there as 144s and understand what we're going to be up against. But remember, at the same time, we are protected. You people out there who won't wake up, you people who are in denial, it's not going to work out for you. You're going to burn. And that's my opinion, and that's my research. But yeah, that's how it works out. This is for the people who are awake and see, who have ears to hear and eyes to see. I want to be a preacher, man, and I'm going to do a little bit about plants here, but that's about it. What I've got written down after that is effing military. These trains, I'm telling you, you can't see the end of them. And the tanks, some of the tanks, okay, they got the regular size tanks, and then they've got these ones that are monolithic that I can only compare to the Tigers that Hitler whipped out in World War I. And I hope I got that right. And kicked our ass because he was working with the aliens. Look it up. All right? He didn't gain that technology from thinking it up, even with his group of mad zombie paperclip throwback scientists. There was another intervention there, and those would be the aliens that are malevolent, that work with them, and we've always had to deal with them. Look it up. Why do hundreds of people thousands of people go missing every year in our national parks? I'm going to just throw it in there. They feed on us. And I'm talking specifically of the Dracos. Look that up. The reptilian shapeshifters, the lizards. They stand about 8 feet tall. And they're something you just want to walk around. Okay? When I was in Little Rock the other day going down to Guitar Center, I saw this in Carswell in Fort Worth before I left. Jade Helm. Oh, God. Oh, back. C-130s covering the sky, jets, squadrons hitting the blue and disappearing, which again validates my point that we are not looking at a real sky, we are looking at a flat screen. Again, you need any proof and I will send it to you. I will show you a C-130 flying against the blue sky, leaving a shadow on it. Just to use a little sense and add up that doesn't work, okay? I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to keep going through it because part of this is for you to do your research because you can't just listen to me. You have to find out on your own because that's the only way you're going to learn. Okay, Little Rock, so I'm down there. I've never seen so many C-130s circling. I probably saw just in my trip down there 25 C-130s zipping around. Not to count the little guys leaving chemtrails all across the sky. Something's above us. I've caught it twice, and it's here again today. These skies are as screwed up as a soup sandwich. I love that analogy. Okay, so I know there's an Air Force base down there, and I fully burst on Air Force bases. I grew up an Air Force brat. My childhood was spent in the back of a station wagon or spending a month or two in a school and being transferred to another school. You know, when your dad's in the military, the whole family's in the military. Okay, so now I know movement, and this is far past normal movement. They are transporting things just like you're going to see in the Trumpet of Zion videos. So get on board and start seeing all dimensions and all ways that this is going to head. Okay? Where it's actually already head, they're set up. And my question in my mind is, how are we going to fight that? And I'd like to say something else, but I can't. By the way, that's Beethoven Moonlight Sonata. Get you a little Beethoven in you, get you a little Mozart in you. I love to transpose it onto guitar because it's really hard. I'll define it as music theory work. You're a badass if you can put this on the guitar. Especially electric, like I do. Break time, coffee. I'm going to get into one last thing. Hopi prophecy. Now, the one thing I will talk about planets today is the green orb that is over every country, mainly Sweden, mainly Denmark, mainly New York, which is as screwed up as a soup sandwich, and now they're getting nailed by another megastorm. Wherever these planets occur, or wherever I see these planets, it is not long after a week or two, something happens. Well, it's happening. Go figure, right? All right. What else was I got? Okay. Hopi prophecy. So I go ahead and I put it together. I punched in, I think it was last night, I put in Hopi Cherokee. Actually, Sioux ties into it also, right? Prophecy. Now I'm seeing these green orbs, right? But around the world, everywhere, I'm seeing this green emerald ring, which I thought was lighting in the beginning from cams, so I kind of just, it's nothing. No. They're all over the world now, appearing everywhere, okay? Now, what the Hopis, the Cherokees, and the Sioux define these as is portholes. Escape plan? Ships without wings? They were visited way back then and talked about these people, talked about these entities, drew pictures on walls. Charistus. Has anybody looked that up? K-A-R-I-S-T-U-S. Look at the cave drawings of what they did. Their analogy of what is going on is closer than any religion that I've studied. And that's 5 that I've learned. Okay, so these are portholes. So this green thing means something, but at the same time it makes me nervous because green is also a color that kind of ties in with the blue and the pink. Those are evil colors. And if you notice on TV, how much are they showing us these blue and pink colors now? How come they are a part of our new fashion color lineup? I got to get out there and do some shopping and buy some of these colors. Okay, but those green rings, which I defined as an emerald ring, which ties directly to Gemini, okay, Reiki, Atman, Science of the Ancients. If you haven't studied any of that, I recommend you do. But as blue is, if you look it up, it's a dark satanic color. Okay? Put in demon blue. And understand what this color is, this ice blue that we're seeing. Okay, but the main point being, The main point being is that the Hopis are defining these as portholes, and they're all over the world. And they are not some color frequency that's coming out of the can that's creating this round ring. They all look the same, and if you zoom in on them, they're morphing. Is this the way out, man? Right? To us who know, see, and hear. I think I'm going to basically leave it with that. I did want to touch on one other thing, and Shayla, I'm sorry I haven't gotten to this yet. It's a new friend of mine. Beautiful girl. And again, I'll just use her last name. She hooked me up with an Egyptian video. Okay, and I was going to play it today, 417 on. Do you know that the flapping and the noise, and guess what? You don't hear no bees out here, but I'm about to meditate to 417, and they will start to chirp. Understand that 50% of our birds are either dead or dying. And I'm repeating myself, but I got to, so I get through to your head. So if I'm redundant, look up redundant, it says redundant, okay? That frequency that they make, that buzz, is 144, okay? Amazing, huh? Now I want you to think about the chant. And I may be repeat myself, and if I am, I'm sorry. I'm just not totally right? Excuse me? You listen to the 417 monk chant. What does that sound like? A cigarette, man. What does that sound like? It sounds like a bee, right? Guarantee you, it is the exact frequency of the bee. 417 is kind of well, it all boils down to Fibonacci code, if you know anything about that. 2 plus 3 equals 5, 3 plus 5 equals 8. 5 plus 8 equals 13, and that's the succession you go up into, and that is the code of a flower. A flower starts at 3, it expands into 5, then expands into 8, then expands into 13 petals, and so on. Code of life, 144. This is a frequency we're missing. This is a frequency we need to study, we need to understand, because this also opens portholes and stargates, which could be the way to ascension. So we avoid the turmoil that's going to transpire here. Think about it. I myself would rather bounce through a porthole than go up a legion of tanks. So that's not going to work. There's not enough of us. Unless we think of something really cool. Okay? I want to talk about the liberty that's stolen from us every day. Our First Amendment, that we're being monitored. That, as per Anthony Thatch, PhD particle physicist who does a lot of coverage on CERN, that 576 is a resonance that also collects the brain patterns of our brains. It creates holograms. Visual holograms, maps that see inside our house and see exactly what we're doing. So you think about that while you're doing your extracurricular activities in your house, okay? That data that's within our heads, our response to the skies, our response to the military movements that are going on, is all collected, fed into a D-Wave quantum AI computer, and in 1 second, because it perceives all 9 dimensions, knows exactly what we're going to do, and comes up with a plan to battle what we're thinking. So we have to think on that AI level, and back to thinking out of the box, back to using imagination, because knowledge only goes so far. Imagination is unlimited. If you're imagining something and you're thinking something, grab Google what you're thinking. I'm damn sure you'll find something that's backed up by some PhD that's probably exactly along your line of thinking. And I've asked you guys, please send these to me. All the input we put together will bring us together as a collective and unify us in understanding what's actually going on here. And it's not good. It is not good, gang. Our liberties are slowly being taken from us. Who gave them the right to be able to sit and look at me doing whatever the heck I do in my room or whatever you do in your house? I didn't sign no papers giving them the ability to be able to get into my mind and suck the thoughts out of it and throw it into a D-wave, which is Einstein-Bose condensation, 576, into a quantum B-wave AI computer that perceives all 9 dimensions like we do, plus the dimensions that are within the dimensions, but that gets really deep. So to give you a quick recap, we've got planets in our solar system which are causing the problems, which are causing most of you who aren't maybe total awake yet, but trying to learn, my buddy in Kentucky, right, that there are planets in this solar system, and they are massive. They are 10 times the size of Earth, and they are here. Now again, when they actually pull up, and they're right next to our planet, that's when we go dark. That's when grids start to blow. That's when stellar cores, which are defined as plasma exchanges, power exchanges between our planet and that planet, right? You'll get bad. And let's pray that this does not happen over the winter. Because he said, when summer groweth not, and the fig tree sprouts the leaf, know I'm at your door. He's not at the door anymore. He is here. Now we could debate who he is all day long, but I'm not going to get into that. All I respect is that all of you believe in a higher power, whether you call it the Great Spirit, whether you call it the Creator, whether you want to call it the Father. I believe it has no entity. How can an angel have entity? They have no nucleotides. Nucleotides, look it up, as for Dr. Scott McQuaid, are what define gender, the veil, okay? As we lose our nucleotides, which we all are, we're already transferring into angels, no gender. What lies above us is the biggest angel above all, the eagle. If I got this metal, I found out that it's ancient, probably from the 1800s. It is it's an old World War I metal, or even prior, because the patina on it defines it as just being super old. And then I wear my cross with it, but I have no dead idol on there, like the Bible told us not to do. Don't adorn yourself with dead idols. Okay. So we got that out of the way. So our liberties are slowly being stolen from us. We're being monitored by our phones, by our TVs, and by 5G. Are we going to allow this to happen? Are we going to stand up? Are we going to take back what was ours? Again, I'm going to repeat it again. First thing we got to start with, I believe, is taking back the dreams that were stolen from us before we got thrown on a hamster wheel and had those dreams ripped from our heart. And our purpose, which defines our actual existence, because as I stated before, without purpose, you do not exist. You're working for some corporation. Look at those Trumpet of Zion videos. Guess where they're parking? In corporate parking lots. DuPont. Number one. Walmart. I want you to also YouTube that. Walmart FEMA camps. That's going to wake you up. Then YouTube the underground Walmart shelters and the underground highways that they've been working on for 50 years. And then again, think about how Obama doubled our $10 trillion debt, which took 134 years to create. In 8 years, to, wait, was it 100,000, 10,000, 20 trillion. You know where that money went? Building these tunnels. A dime didn't go into our infrastructure. A dime didn't go into our healthcare system. The dimes went into the trains that you're going to see traveling across the United States on the Trumpet of Zion. Trumpet of Zion. It's a channel you need to sub to, and you better start paying attention. Okay? What are you going to do when a tank rolls in front of your house? What are you going to do? What's your plan? Do we wait till then? Till this happens? Is unification ever going to happen? The way I see people act, that's what scares me most. And again, it's not the planets, it's not the asteroids. It's the lack of unification. It's the people who just have no sight. I can't blame them. Why? Because it could be frequency, it could be this, it could be programming. I want to insult those people. Okay? They're about to amend the First Amendment. I told you about that, so we can't say certain things. How does that work? We could go on down the list of the Constitution, and I could blow bullet holes in every one of them. We're losing here, gang. We already have. There's nothing that we're not doing that is not monitored, that we are not on cam, that we are not having our brain patterns sucked out by 5G. Not a damn thing we do. Now, do you consider that liberty, freedom, what our forefathers died for? Have we advanced any since we annihilated the whole every Indian nation in the freaking United States? Nope. Not one iota. Our DNA is not graduated. It's not evolved. We're the same people. I'm going to leave it at that because I hurt today, man. And I want to sit out here for a while and cut away, cut out all exterior realities which influence who we are, which they shouldn't, because we find ourselves within. The only way you do that through meditation. Learn it, live it, love it. Okay? And again, it's hard at first, just do it at 5 minutes at a time and build yourself up slowly, because it's hard to cut out all those other exterior thoughts. Oh, I got to see doctors. I got to pick up a prescription. Walmart's at the top of my list. What Billy Bob, all your friends think of you. That's not who you are. That is exterior inputs into your being, your reality, that just creates that reality and creates a reality that is false. The only way that you find who you are is to sink into inner self and to find yourself and to separate body from the mind. And most importantly, to be able to push the envelope and then watch it bend, because it will bend. I'm going to listen to a little bit of this and I'm going to say goodbye. My blessings to all of you, all your comments. You guys are really with me. I apologize to the people whose comments aren't making it onto my channel at the bottom. It makes me look like Bozo the Clown. They show up my email or in my inbox. I'm not sure if I'm having subs yanked right now. But I don't care, because if I am, that means I'm pushing a button somewhere. I'm winning. And you remember that even at whatever we're at, 117, 118, okay, the power that we have of 100 is the power of 1,000. It's the power of 10,000. We can use these frequencies directly back at them. We can take a mirror and shoot them right back at them, and we have the possibility of winning, but we have to learn how. I do not have the proper audio equipment to open stargates, to create dark matter, to create fractures in the space-time continuum, which all leads into opening up portholes, stargates, escape routes. The Bible meant something. At least when it said 144,000 saved in the rapture. That 144 is a code. 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9. An understanding of all 9 dimensions, like a quantum D-wave 576, a quantum computer creates based on Einstein's Bose condensate. So to y'all who do not understand, our skies are not real. These clouds appear when they go in the morning. They must start early this morning spraying, and then those lines of spray spread out into these clouds to hide these planets. Look at how dark it is out here. And I'm looking at a half-assed sun trying to click through the clouds, but it's not lit right, man. Man, our luminosity level has dropped at least by 25%, and I still need to look up how to get like a UV meter. I don't know if that will really cover luminosity. I'm really looking for a luminosity meter to compare it to what it should be to what it actually is day by day. Now, wouldn't that be a learning experience? I'm just going to give you guys all my love. You're all in my heart every day long, all day long, every day. Excuse me. I pray for all of you. I pray for light to protect you. I pray for us all to be surrounded by angels, preferably archangels, so that we're all protected. Because I stated before, when you're in the light, you're awake, blah, 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 blah. But Darryl sees you also. He does not want you in the light. So when you're in the light and you're suffering and you're going through these battles and whatever's happening to you, know it's him working on your ass. Wants to put you back in the dark. Wants to put you back to these books that were written by the pen holders and deciphered the way that they wanted to decipher them. Not what actual reality is or what petroglyphs, cuneiform, Sanskrit define they actually are, petroglyphs. Okay? So I'm going to leave it with that. Keep your eyes open, watch the sky, understand the light, and just be well, man. Thanks for hanging with me. But Trumpet of Zion. Specifically, there's a bunch of videos there, but click on the ones that are military movement. And I suggest you watch every single one to know what's going on here. Then I suggest you take some type of anxiety medication to chill your ass out. Because by the time you're done watching them, you will be a little creeped. I'm sorry, but we got to look at this. We have to look at everything, okay? So ride the wind. Get outside. Breathe in those particulates. Look at the sky and see how weird it is compared to what we saw when we grew up. And understand love and helping each other. Most importantly, we are not here for us. We are here to help others. And if you've got any other plan in your mind, you want to sit in denial, you will be one of the ones that will not make it through this. If you understand, you will, this is my opinion, you will, in my research, through 5 different religions, you will be the ones to make it through the gates. Okay? This is Ride the Wind. I love you guys very much. Again, you're always in my prayers. You're in my heart. And I'm going to keep trying to pump these out every day with different information because this is for 144s. This is for what's coming up for us. I'm focusing on you guys right now. And I'm getting a little bit away from the planets for a little bit, you know. I need a break mentally because they're freaking me out too, okay? And getting that back more to supporting you 144s and the information that you need to do to complete our task because we are defined as light workers. You need to look that up. You do not know what a light worker is? Look it up. If your mind is waking up and you're wanting information, you're seeking information, you're a light worker. You're one of the ones who see. You may not understand it all right now, but you do see. Okay? So, let's say goodbye to Beethoven. Goodbye, Beethoven. And just have a good day. Get out of your tree. Get out today and do something. I know it's late in the day. Sorry. I got out. Screws up my marketing because if you notice the rest of the boys, they got to get them out first thing in the morning. They got to get that PayPal account. Click, 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 click. Show, like. I could give a hell about that, right? I give a hell about human beings and human life. and us understanding 100% what's coming up, thinking out of the box, and outthinking these boys in some way, shape, or form, so that we take the crown, not them. Okay? Have a great day. This is Ride the Wind. Trying to bend over. And just have a great day, man. Get out there. You people who don't have homes, you're in my heart. You make me cry. And everything's going to be okay. All right? Have a good day. Ride the Wind, Darryl Johnson.